Welcome to our group analysis, where our goal is to determine if the Kyo Teahouse have an overall competitive advantage in their targeted market. The Kyo Teahouse specialise in serving various assortments of matcha-inspired teas, drinks, and sweets sourced directly from Kyoto. They remain in touch with their Japanese heritage, serving drinks of which were served to the Zen Buddhist monks over 1,000 years ago. Their first Australian store was opened on the 13th of October 2016. Inside the Chadstone Shopping Centre, and after quite a successful start, they soon opened their second store in the Melbourne Emporium on the 7th of April 2017. I will now pass you on to Kiara to analyse the internal environment.
Firstly, we will outline the internal environment of Kyo Teahouse, but first, what is a sustainable competitive advantage? According to Hansen, a sustainable competitive advantage is when a firm does what competitors cannot and places them in a favourable position. Foundations of a competitive advantage stem from the internal environment, which are compiled of the following three factors. Resources are the source of a firm's capabilities and are split into tangible and intangible facets. Capabilities are then a combination of tangible and intangible resources. Once it has met the criteria of the VRAN model, it forms the foundation for the last factor of core competencies, which are the capabilities that serve as a source of competitive advantage over its rivals, which hopefully through this analysis we will discover Kyo Teahouse has established. Tangible resources are those that are observable and limited in value because of its difficulty in leveraging. This involves financial resources such as Kyo's ability to generate internal funds and their borrowing capacity. Physical resources, which are focuses on features such as the attractiveness of Kyo's locations. Kyo Teahouse is placed inside Chadstone Shopping Centre, which is one of the largest centres in the Southern Hemisphere, with 50,000 customers on average daily. Their second location is found in the heart of Melbourne CBD at the Emporium, which is also a high traffic area with thousands of customers daily as well as tourists. Technological resources, which refers to the copyrights of the brand such as Kyo's name and logo. It involves Kyo's trade secrets, which involves their special blend of uji matcha that is specially sourced from the hills of Kyoto, Japan. Secondly, we look at intangible resources, which cannot be observed or quantified and are difficult for competitors to imitate. Inside Kyo's internal environment, human resources, innovation, and reputational resources make up the intangible assets. Firstly, human resources involves the skills, trust, and knowledge of those within. This is Kyo's employees' ability to brew Japanese tea and create sophisticated desserts that highlight the quality of the tea. Innovation resources, which is Kyo's ability to fulfill the idea of not only pairing with tea with desserts, but putting tea in all of their desserts, which was innovative within Australia. They have been able to utilize specialized Japanese tea, such as Fujicha tea, as well as the signature uji matcha in ice creams, which sets them apart from competitors. They are also always innovating, updating their menu with new flavor combinations almost weekly. Thirdly, reputational resources. Kyo Teahouse has shown to be a well-established Japanese tea house that brews the best quality tea which can be paired with desserts. Kyo's private blend of uji matcha is also reputational for its medicinal benefits. Due to positive awareness with stakeholders and customers, they currently hold 2 stores in prime locations in Melbourne. And upon review, popular websites such as Zomato, TripAdvisor, and Facebook have also rated Kyo an excellent 4.5 stars, which acts as an asset for their brand. Next is capabilities, which is when the firm combines individual tangible and intangible resources together, which is the foundation of core competencies. 3 capabilities that Kyo exhibit are marketing, manufacturing, and management capabilities. Firstly, marketing is the effective promotion of brand name products, effective customer service, and innovative merchandising. Kyo has a strong social media presence, especially on Instagram, in which they currently have over 1,600 followers. They promote the brand regularly and update customers on their newest dessert innovations. Manufacturing is also another important factor, which is concerned with the product and design quality. This is displayed by Kyo's ability to source the best quality Japanese tea, in which they are then able to use to produce a delicious variety of desserts. And thirdly, management, which is Kyo's ability to envision the future of the tea industry by not only selling authentic tea, but utilizing it within Japanese-inspired desserts, such as within ice cream. Kyo also differs from its numerous competitors by offering a wide product variety. Lastly, in the internal environment is core competencies. Building upon Kyo's capabilities, according to Hansen, core competencies are capabilities that serve as a source of competitive advantage for a firm over its rivals. Ultimately, it is a combination of capabilities and resources. However, to be considered core competencies, Kyo Teahouse must meet the following criteria outlined in the VRIN model. It must be valuable, rare, inimitable, and non-substitutable. Through our analysis of Kyo's capabilities, we believe Kyo has a main core competency in manufacturing. This core competency involves activities that Kyo Teahouse performs especially well relative to competitors and through which the firm is able to create unique value. Manufacturing is highly valuable to customers as Kyo's uji matcha provides customers with medicinal benefits. Customers are also willing to pay for this specific matcha as it is a rare blend that is sourced only in Japan and many other places don't possess this. According to Collis and Montgomery, it is also crucial that it is inimitable and cannot be easily substituted or trumped by a different resource. Kyo fulfills this criteria as it uses a one-of-a-kind blend of matcha from their Japanese tea suppliers who they have a strong social relationship with.
Now, for the external environment of Kyo Teahouse. First, we will define what an industry is. An industry is a group of companies offering products or services that are close substitutes for each other. That is, products or services that satisfy the same basic customer needs. It is important to understand what industry environment your business is in because it in turn allows you to understand the relevant competition you may face and profitability potential that exists. Kyo Teahouse is in the business of selling Japanese matcha tea and desserts and consequently lies in the broader industry of food and beverage. But for the purpose of this competitor analysis, our immediate and specific industry will be the Japanese tea and desserts. The reasoning behind this is that the major players within this industry are close substitutes and serve the same basic customer needs. Now we are going to use Porter's 5 competitive forces. Porter's 5 forces is a model that identifies and analyzes 5 competitive forces. The collective strengths of these 5 forces assist in helping to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the industry, as well as defining the overall attractiveness of the chosen industry. Porter states that by understanding and analyzing these 5 forces, their underlying causes, it will reveal the roots of an industry's current profitability while providing a framework for anticipating and influencing competition over time. Up first is threat of new entrants, which we said was at a rating of high. This was made evident as the barriers to entry within the industry are low. There are low capital requirements needed, access to distribution channels is slightly moderate, and there are lenient government policies. Bargaining power of buyers, we said, was moderate. This to do with the low switching costs, customers purchasing a large portion of the industry's output. However, as the industry's products of matcha tea and desserts are quite differentiated, in turn, this reduces the buyer's power marginally. Bargaining power of suppliers, we said, was high. There are little suitable substitute products available for the tea and dessert. As a result, the number of specific Uji matcha tea suppliers is low. The Uji matcha powder is seen as critical to the tea house's success. Therefore, the suppliers will have the upper hand in the negotiation process, as they will have the power to dictate the price, as their product is vital to the tea house's success. Threat of substitute products, we said, was moderate. Buyers, yet again, face few switching costs, and there is products in both tea and desserts that put a ceiling on the price that Kyo can charge. However, the industry products are quite differentiated and therefore the threat is lowered slightly. Lastly, rivalry between competitors, we said, was again moderate. In the industry, most Japanese tea businesses have differentiated themselves from competitors through the use of their resources and core capabilities. In Melbourne, there are only a few quality Japanese tea competitors fighting for territory. However, Kyo's competitors are offering slightly lower prices. Yet, the immediate industry has low storage costs, low switching costs, low strategic strikes, and low exit barriers.
The objective of the strategic management process is to enable a firm to choose and implement a strategy that generates a competitive advantage. In order to be successful within the given industry, the firm must exploit its core competencies to achieve a competitive advantage. Porter suggests strategies that firms should pursue in order to position themselves against the pressure of main competitive forces and achieve higher profitability than the industry's average. Within the Porter's model of generic competitive advantage, there are 5 competitive strategies, and the one that is applicable to Kyo Teahouse is the focused differentiation strategy. Kyo Teahouse's strategy is a focused differentiation strategy. Businesses who employ this strategy offer goods and services that are suited to the unique preferences of a narrow, well-defined segment of the market. This strategy depends on the existence of a group of buyers looking for special product attributes and the capacity of the firm to stand apart from rivals competing for the same niche buyers. The target segment might be defined by specialized requirements, geographic uniqueness, or special product features that only appeal to a specific group of niche customers. Through this strategy, firms can gain a competitive advantage in a specific market segment. The point of differentiation for Kyo Teahouse is their special product feature, that is, their authentic Japanese matcha used in their teas, drinks, and desserts. Within the broad industry of cafes and coffee shops, Kyo Teahouse position themselves towards the niche segment of consumers who enjoy authentic Japanese matcha. Kyo Teahouse is a private blend of matcha that is sourced from Uji, Kyoto, coined as the home and birthplace of matcha. This is what they use to stand apart from rivals and satisfy the market niche. Thompson, 2014, proposes 3 conditions to determine whether the focused differentiation strategy is attractive. The first of these being that industry leaders have chosen not to compete in the niche. When looking at the broader industry of cafes, indirect competitors such as coffee cafes do not offer specialized Japanese teas and desserts. There are a few competitors which offer something slightly similar, such as a matcha latte. However, these are few in number, and when offered, there is only one option on the menu. The second condition is that multi-segment competitors find it too costly or difficult to meet the specialized needs of niche buyers. For these competitors, such as cafes who offer coffee and savory meals, it would be difficult for them to serve the market niche of consumers looking for specialty Japanese teas and coffees to the extent that Kyo Teahouse has done, such as sourcing their own private blend of matcha while also satisfying the other segments they presently serve. The third condition is that the industry has many different niches and segments, therefore allowing more room for focusers to avoid each other in competing for the same customers. The industry of cafes has a number of niches, such as coffee houses, cafes who specialize in meals, and dessert cafes. Thus, we can say that, based on these factors, the focused differentiation strategy is attractive for Kyo Teahouse. Although this strategy is attractive, there are some risks to consider. One of these being that competitors may find effective ways to match the focused firm's capabilities in serving the niche. The second, that there is the potential for the preferences of the niche members to shift over time. And the third, that the segment will become so attractive that it is inundated with competitors, therefore intensifying rivalry and splintering segment profits.
In order to determine whether the Kyo Teahouse would likely have an overall competitive advantage, we must reflect on all aspects of the internal and external environment, both of which influencing the implementation of a business strategy. As touched on earlier by Kiara, competitive advantage is when a firm does what competitors cannot and places them in a more favorable position. With such a narrow focus, positioning themselves in a niche market, we believe there are only a very small number of direct competitors. As shown on the strategic group map, the Kyo Teahouse clearly differentiate themselves with their quality or authenticity of matcha-inspired options. Taking a more in-depth look into their competitors, we were able to determine the following. Tokyo Teahouse. While having a large variety of quality food, they lacked true Japanese heritage, offering more traditional cafe dishes. The Chiyo Japanese Cafe, again, offer more regular cafe options with breakfast and lunch, but do serve similar teas to Kyo. However, they only have one location, being in Clayton. Of all the competitors, Tajuri were the most comparable to Kyo. Although only one location on Swanston Street, Melbourne, they are a global company with franchises all over the world, and with the financial resources to open many more stores, pose a serious threat. They also serve Kyoto-sourced matcha teas, drinks, and sweets. However, their quality and presentation wasn't at the same level of the Kyo Teahouse, hence the lower price point. Kyo Teahouse's strategy to differentiate themselves on quality is ultimately the basis of their overall competitive advantage. Industry leaders have chosen not to compete in the niche due to the specificity and difficulty in sourcing such a high-quality product from Kyoto. With very few direct competitors in the market, Kyo Teahouse have seized the opportunity and manufactured an authentic product, allowing them to create more value for customers than competitors have. However, there is one core capability that we believe Kyo Teahouse hasn't been able to turn into a core competency, and that is within their marketing. While their pictures and regular updates on social media has been great, they must be able to grow their follower base if they want to generate awareness and attract customers from the more traditional cafes like Laura Jean's. Due to their specialized product, most customers of theirs remain long-term, hence they need to take advantage of this. their initial pull, or for a better word, advertisement, needs to be better, because in all honesty, none of us had heard of this tea house before this analysis. They must ascertain themselves as the market leader within their niche, before new and more direct competitors seek to enter and steal market share.